Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TB Vanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team VZ movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
Welcome to podcast number 25 of At the Vanguard. So this is a milestone episode. Yay!
Yay!
So one of the things we want to talk about, which we've already started, was of course hot for the holidays. And we have our own correspondent, Sade, who was there. Shay, you're in Chicago, so you didn't go, right?
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
Okay. Well, Sade,
Sammy left me high and dry and didn't come. So I was there by my lonesome.
But yeah, I'm sorry, if we could start again, no, not from the beginning, but just, some of the things that happened at the show, the impressions and...
Because I'm shady like this, I feel like when I go to a concert, with those type of festivals with a whole bunch of other artists, if I don't really like majority of the lineup, I'm going to come late. So I got there right when they were setting up for Cardi B. That's where I got. So I got to see Cardi B, Remy, Kim, Chris, and 21 Savage. The thing that bothers me, though, the most was Chris was the headliner for the show. And he didn't go last. 21 Savage performed after him, which I felt was kind of weird. Yeah, because Chris had the longest set. But it ran late, so he was supposed to initially perform for 40, 45 minutes. But they cut his performance until 30. He only had half an hour to perform. And then 21 Savage went after him. I was like, what's 21 Savage late? Why he coming? Why he performing after Chris? What? What? When Chris was the headliner. So I was a little thrown off by that. But me and my sister, we had a blast. It was me, her, and her best friend. As you know, he opened up with Ayo and then did Loyal. I was kind of drunk, so vaguely I can go through the set list, not in particular order, but the songs that he did was Ayo, Loyal. He did Yo Poppin', High End, Tempo, Hope You Do, 2 new songs from the album he put in there. What else did he do? He did, he did a few. He did a good amount of songs. High End, Pills and Automobiles, Party, Question. I feel like I'm missing a song. Oh, he did Pie. I'm like, dang, I know there's another song he did. I'm like, bitch, I can't think of. What was it? I'm like, it was a feature. I'm like, what was it? He did Pie, which was my jam. Okay. People really liked that song. I hadn't noticed that many people actually liked Pie. But when he did it, people were lit. I'm like, y'all like that song? I'm kind of iffy on Pie. So I was like, y'all like that? Y'all like this song? Yeah. I guess y'all do. He knows what initiates the crowd. He knows what to pick.
I like Pie, but I'm iffy on it because of the subject. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, It was fun. He's always entertaining. We're going to talk about the big elephant that's in the room. Him and those gray sweatpants. I don't know.
And then what?
The gray sweatpants.
Him and those gray sweatpants. I don't understand how he didn't feel it flapping around the whole performance because it was the talk of the concert. When they plastered it up on the Jumbotron, it was like, oh my God. And all the girls was like, oh my God, look at him. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, he knows it. He knows that thing is flapping around. He can feel it. There's no way he can't. I was like, oh my God. That was a lot of people was like,
oh my God. Oh my God.
Really?
They were Sade? Really?
Yeah, a lot of people were like, why is it like that in my eyes? Why is it like that? I'm like, at first I thought he was like, he didn't have any on, but then I saw his waistline to the boxers. I'm like, so, I don't.
Okay.
That's funny though. That's hilarious. I mean, it was the talk of Instagram. So, yeah. There was a whole movement yesterday to request that he wear gray sweatpants for the tour. So I was like. So there was a whole movement. Yeah.
Yeah, they want that. They want him in gray sweatpants for the entire tour, U.S. and abroad.
He wore a lot of sweatpants last year. picture when he was overseas, but it wasn't like that. He had better underwears on, I'm guessing, last year.
Yeah. You would think the okay, let's just keep it. How do you close out the show?
How about those 49ers? How about the weather? How about the weather?
He closed his set with questions.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was fun. I always like to see questions perform live. That's like one of my favorite songs. I be jamming all 2 minutes of it. It's so catchy.
Yeah, that was my only complaint. It's only 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I'm like, why?
All 2 minutes of it.
Right.
And he only did the chorus and like one verse. Like he'll do the first verse and then a chorus of the newer song. So he only did like the chorus and the first verse for Tempo and Hope You Do.
Yeah,
well, since his set was cut, maybe he would have had another song from the album on there. But since it was cut,
yeah,
I don't know.
He probably fell back because
one of the reasons they have 21 Savage as the person who closes the show, it's pretty much their tradition. They always have somebody from New York to close it, right, Paula?
Yeah.
So for Chris, that's not unusual for Chris to be second to last because technically he would be the headliner. But they always try to give.
21 Savage is from New York?
No, he's from Atlanta.
He's not from New York.
He's from Atlanta. That's what I was having. I didn't because Chris was the headliner. That's why I was like, why is he performing after Chris when he was the headliner? That kind of threw me off. Maybe he came late.
Actually, maybe we should find out because Chris was there. I don't know. Because you know what? One of the dancers had posted the times everybody was supposed to perform, and even then it said Chris was going to be second to last. So let's ask somebody. Because that's a good question.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off because he was like the first person they announced, and they made it clear. Because when you looked at the poster, he was the biggest face on that poster. And they added Remy Ma and Little Kim to fill in Meek, because Meek Mill was initially supposed to be on the lineup, but he's incarcerated, so they had to swap him out for Remy Ma and Little Kim. Because I was like, if that's anything, like you're gonna put Little Kim after Chris if you're gonna close him. They only like Little Kim is a legend,
And Remy Ma.
And Remy.
Yeah. They gave Little Kim 15
something
minutes.
must have happened though, because that's what they normally do. I mean, they love Chris and they always show Chris respect. So there must have been a reason why they had him second to last. But normally it's always been somebody from New York who got to close the show.
Right.
I don't know what was up to 21 Savage, and I figured he must have been from New York. That's why he got to close it.
A lot of people, like some people, thought that Chris had the idea that Chris was the headliner because they started leaving after he was finished. Like, okay, he's gone, so we're gonna leave. Like thinking, I guess they probably thought, like, he was gonna be the end. He's Chris Brown. Nobody's gonna go after him.
I can't imagine that it was all that entertaining to watch after Chris.
Well,
oh my God, that's what I was gonna. I thought that was hilarious too. Like, I would hate to be. That's like performing after Beyonce, you know? Like, who wants to go after that? Like,
there had to be a reason for it, though. I mean, realistically, there had to be a reason for it because 21 Savage got booed out when he performed at the Hawks game. There was like he was just terrible. So I'm surprised. Wow. There's got to be a reason for it. We probably just don't know what the reason is, but there got to be a reason for it.
Wow. Okay.
What do you think? Maybe they wanted to see if people would leave after Chris.
Did they leave? Sade, did they leave?
I would have left.
Chris performed?
Yeah, I would have left because I would have been like, oh, good. At least I can get out before the whole crowd, you know?
Right. But his charity event yesterday, but he left the show in New York.
New York.
Then he went down to Atlanta like right away. I wondered why he didn't. He usually stays longer, and he had an extra day. But yesterday he appeared at a hot middle school, and this woman is like a local teacher of the year or something like that, or maybe for the state. But she's teacher of the year, and is that you, Sade?
Yeah, I don't know. I got kicked out. That was weird.
Yeah, that's. Let me put your name
all that X-rated talk you were talking about. That's what happened. Boop, boop, boop.
I know.
But we were talking about his the charity event he went to yesterday. It wasn't really a charity event. He went to a school to surprise like the teacher of the year. I believe it's either just for the month or maybe a local or state event award for her. But he donated $50,000 to that middle school. Now, that's quite a bit for a middle school, so that's a great thing. One of the, I don't know who that was, maybe a coach or something. He said $5,000, and Chris just snatched the mic out of his hand. No, the check is for $50,000.
Oh, he actually said it was a $500 check. He said
$500.
Oh no! What the heck?
That's how he had to correct
And,
it.
and the way he took the microphone, he just reached his hand over there and just took it. Like, he didn't say, excuse me.
Nope. He just reached around and
I was like, that was rude.
But what would they do with $500? Like pay for lunch, a nice lunch or something? You wouldn't do. What could he do with $500?
That can't even buy
I
anything.
know. Chris was like, wait, what? Because it looked like Aunt said something to him. Like, he just said, you donate $500. And he was like, what? Like, he just went and grabbed that microphone like, excuse me, it's $50,000?
Right.
Like, bro, what are you talking about?
I
Can you read?
numbers. I like can't read numbers. You don't know how to read numbers. You teach it. Oh my god.
Like,
You
you don't know what $50,000 look like, bro?
Maybe it doesn't. Oh, that's
He's
funny.
like, oh no, you ain't gonna shortchange me.
Right.
Right, $500.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute. He's saying $500. He's gonna try to pocket all the other
Oh, man.
$49,000. You gonna tell him that it's $50K?
Oh, that's
He's
funny.
not slick. It's on you.
Yeah, be
Like
right.
$500 is what he dropped for a pair of sneakers.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you know, no, come on. I would never. And then he had to snatch. The man was just talking, and he just smoothly just snatched the mic. No, $50,000.
$500. What the heck? That was funny.
He was so happy.
And the
Yeah.
teacher was
So
crying.
that's over $250,000 between the hurricane, Puerto Rico, all the other stuff you donated. So that's what, $300,000, $250,000 to $300,000.
Let's not forget the Andy
altogether,
Warhol
right?
piece for $500,000.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see.
Oh, look at CM is here. So everybody say hi to CM.
Hey, Sam.
Hi, Tim.
ACM.
I made it.
Welcome back.
Yay!
Is later in the day better for you?
Well, I actually just got off work. We got off a little earlier, so I was able to
good.
get in. Yeah.
Yay. I'm glad that. But we were just talking about Chris donating all this money. We had talked about the show because he did the show in New York, but he'll be in Atlanta tonight. That's tonight. But we were talking about the donation to that middle school. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yes, definitely. I heard about that. I think I posted about it as well. It's just great to see him doing this. I'm actually glad that, it's out. Like, I know you do a lot of stuff privately, but I want to see people post about him doing good stuff because it's not done enough. Like, I don't think, like, these major blogs never post the good stuff. Ever.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
so somebody has to do it. So even if it's us, just to have it out there so people can know, that he's doing this stuff.
I agree.
But even when he does good, somebody's still going to find the negative in it.
know.
Like, because I
Yeah,
think people
that's
like
true.
some blogs that's posting it, people were talking about, oh, he needs to shave his beard. It makes him look weird. Or it's, he's doing this for a tax write-off. I'm like, he does this a lot. He just never publicize it. He donates all the time.
But a lot of people do it. Like, they do charity for, and they get tax write-off. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, because if you'd rather donate it than to give it to Uncle Sam, pretty much.
right.
And it's better to donate it than give it to Uncle Sam. You know what I mean?
Right.
right.
Yeah, but when people say like it's a tax write-off, they don't think that it's any, genuine feelings behind. Like, I'm just doing it to write it off for my taxes.
Well, people always, I feel like people who probably don't give anything themselves, not even to their own family, probably won't give a hand-me-down of a shoe. They always want to find a reason as to why you did something good. Because it can never just be from your heart. It's always got to be a reason or some motive, behind it. And so those people, it's just kind of like, they're always going to be out there. I'll give it to people, at least I think so. Oh, and to let y'all know, I had shouted this podcast out on my IG for people to come. So,
Oh,
you know,
thank
just
you.
for people to know that.
And Sade, is that you coming back?
Yeah. I know. That was now. This time I didn't get thrown out. I took over my Uber Eats driver who was outside.
Last time it was me. Now it's throwing you out left and
I'm
right.
getting the Tammy treatment today.
Talk about how Chris dropped those 12 songs and then took over. All those songs were on iTunes, iMusic, all 12 songs. And so let's talk about how he dropped that surprise on the 13th, and both of his albums came back into the forefront on Apple Music album chart. So what do you guys think about all that?
That was freaking genius.
I didn't listen to all of them.
Haven't listened to the 12 ones yet? You're still stuck on the original version?
I'm still stuck on the original Heartbreak and the Full Moon, and I ain't going nowhere.
I'm trying to get that tempo
I
going.
just feel like I just feel like, well, I'll get to it. Because that's just how I am with music. I'm the same way with movies. I just like to listen and watch things over and over and over again until I get sick and tired of it. And I'm not sick and tired of it yet. So, but I have listened to like a couple of the songs. The one with what's LMI or LMA?
LMA, yeah.
And LMA. And the one, of course, with Agnes Mo, and a couple of songs from other Teen Breezies, like, there was one song, I can't remember the name of it, but my goodness, was he cussing somebody out on that song?
Oh, let that go. Hey, listen, we thought everybody...
I had to go look at the lyrics. I had to go pull up the lyrics on that. I was like, wait.
I thought everybody knows what Shade. He took the whole tree and threw it.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
He was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, oh, my.
Because I think the lyrics for that song is applied to two people. I think it's applied to Old Girl, and then I think it's also attributed to the BM. I don't know why. I just feel like both lyrics can go both ways. Like, it can go both ways. But I do know he's shading Old Girl. He threw the whole tree at her. I know that.
Yeah. let's go around and get everybody's opinion, though. Let's make sure we get everybody's opinion on this. So you think it was Old Girl and Baby's Mom?
Yeah.
I think it was Old Girl for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Old Girl.
Hey, Paula, go around and get everybody's opinion. This is good.
All right, Tammy says Old Girl.
And Shay says the same thing. I think so. That's what I thought of anyway. That's exactly who I thought of when he said, when he went off like that. I thought it was definitely her. What about you, CM?
Yeah, it's all her. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he cares enough at all, emotion-wise, on no level, to even throw anything at the other one. I just don't think he even has any emotion.
It's like she don't exist to him.
Right. A little shade in Grass and Green. I feel like Grass and Green.
Yeah, I think in Grass and Green.
Okay, so let's go and talk about some more songs.
That's a deep.
Well, here's the thing, though. The thing is, we all know the truth. We all know. So it's like, we already know what the truth is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I want to kind of do is just kind of look at, since we already know the truth and we know what everybody was trying to do, and how somebody's still trying to play some cards and they don't know how to play chess, so they're playing paper checkers. Let's talk about how Chris still up here doing and surprising people, because even if you hadn't listened to all 12 songs, that put him back at number one on iTunes, probably number one on Spotify on streams. And it just shows again, like I had sent to Paula, that iTunes is going to be going away. Apple's getting rid of iTunes. they're going to go strictly to streaming, and they're in the process of buying Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
So all that purchasing of music is going away, and Chris was already at the forefront of a 45 song album, and then another 12 songs.
There'll be a lot
which
of
is
long
another,
albums now.
or else, or not, because
So I really been concentrating on building tempo, because it has like, I think the last time I checked, which was yesterday, I think it was like 6.7 million streams on Spotify, and it has like over almost, like I would say 10.6 million views on YouTube. So, and like a lot of the audio videos are starting to build up. Like only for me, I think it's like over 8 million. You know, so. And I see some radio stations have added tempo, not a lot, but some have added. So that's what I wanted to focus on.
The Austin Booker said that tempo is number 11, almost number 10.
No, it's number 15, I think. It's number 15.
So we
it was number 17 last
week,
week.
right? So we're supposed to be streaming tempo for the whole weekend, and actually we should just keep streaming tempo to the end of the year, right?
No. Okay, let me just say what, because we have a lot of songs, and that's the issue. And there's so many good songs, so I don't want to leave nothing out. You know, okay, tempo did chart, but it charted on R&B chart. It was number 17 last week, and it moved up 2 spots. Now, I think we were mostly streaming an album last week, right? Wasn't we all streaming an album?
It's the album, yes.
Yeah. So we wasn't really concentrating on any singles. We was, concentrating on getting another number one next week. Well, I was, for the next week. So, because I was just streaming the entire album, to, get the 1,500 streams. Over and over to build it up, so we could, build up the streams for the album. But I think the way to go is through the singles, because that's how we went gold in the first place, because of Grass and Greener, Privacy, and all of that. So we need to put a new set of singles out there. I don't think Chris is picking any. He's like moving on. I don't know what he's doing, but he's throwing out more songs. So since tempo is already on the charts and it moved up, obviously a lot of people are streaming it because it has 6.7 million streams. So if we all joined in and started streaming it, and some of us are streaming on several devices, so it'll triple way faster than a 45 album that needs to get 1,500 streams for one album. It'll be easy to flip.
Remember, because of Chris' amount of songs, actually that number 1,500 comes all the way down to, guess what it comes to? How many people you need? 33. Yes. So that, I'm just saying, just to remember that. But I'm something else we need to do, if I can say this, but is get on one platform. Whether it's Apple Music, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Tidal or whatever, but get on one platform together, quote unquote, and just stream whatever we're going to stream. Because, you have to wait for these numbers to come in. Tidal is the slowest of sending their numbers in for streams. They're the slowest. Spotify is the quickest. And then you have Apple, next. And then I think it's Google Play or something. But anyway. So let's choose a platform, and then all of us hop on that one platform and go, you know what I mean, and go that way, so that
I have Tidal. I have Tidal. I have Apple, and I have Spotify. I stream on all of them, and I have 2 Apple accounts because I'm using my friends too. So
let's focus on Spotify,
because with my own cell phone, I just put the Wi-Fi on it, and then I asked her for her account because she subscribes, and I just stream on that, on her Apple, on my old cell phone.
We don't stop any streaming, but if we focus on Spotify, which is free, And we can come back and just create another playlist, Paul, of just tempo.
Right.
And just because Spotify show you your numbers up front. Plus, we already got 100 million on Pills and Automobiles, so that we can let that song go now.
Right.
We don't have to worry about that song anymore, and just focus on tempo. And I still want to.
No, we could still request it when we requesting it because it is still number 7, and there's two above it that's about to drop below it, so it's gonna go to number 5. So why kill it when it's right there at number 7?
People are so hyped about trying to get Pills and Automobiles to 100 million views on Vivo. We got that. So now I'm just saying, as far as like streaming focus, you can focus on I think just songs.
I don't stream Pills and Automobiles anymore. I've been stopped streaming that song. I was streaming the album, all of them, all of my all Spotify, Tidal, Apple, and I even have Amazon, but I didn't even get to that one yet because that's where I purchased the album. I don't know if I can stream it on Amazon. Is there a music section? I don't know. I'll find out, but then I can stream it there too.
The thing with Amazon, you have to have Amazon Unlimited because I have Amazon Prime. So I was like, oh, let me see if I can stream it on there because I have Alexa. I asked Alexa, and she's like, you don't have Amazon Unlimited. That's the one you have to do to stream to really.
Oh well, I'm not subscribing to nothing else.
Now another thing you have to focus. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now I was just gonna say another thing. Focus on. Now there's 3 versions of the album. Okay. So now you have to decide which album are you going to stream, because everybody it all counts in the end. But whichever one you're trying to get, you're trying to get the regular album to number 1. That's the one everybody should stream, because see now when you've added 12 more songs, of course it's going to take longer, all this stuff, but it's not the same. We keep thinking it's the same, but it's not. That's why their title's different. You got the clean version and it's placed at a certain place. Then you got the explicit version. It's got its placement, and now you got a deluxe version, and it also has its placement. So you have to decide which album am I streaming.
We're not streaming any album. We're streaming singles now.
No, but I'm just saying for people that are still streaming the album.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it looks like everybody's hey, it's crazy out there because I'm saying let's stream tempo. Austin Vanguard is doing his video Devo certifications. That's his thing. Agnes Mo fans is saying Purpose. Everybody stream Purpose. And some people are saying stream the album. Some people are saying stream Heartbreak and the Full Moon. So everybody's doing their own thing.
Right.
But what I think is that while everybody's doing their own thing, we still don't have a single on the radio. And tempo is the highest in streams, I believe, on Spotify and on YouTube or YouTube Vivo. So what I think is we should stream tempo. I don't care where it's on because all of the streams, if you have Spotify, because like Dee said, it's free, that's fine. But if you subscribe to Apple, stream it on as many devices as possible. We need to run up the streams. Spotify, Apple, whatever.
But what I'm saying though with Spotify, we gotta just, since they're the largest, we just gotta do some legwork because tempo is high on the list, Tammy, but it might be in a different genre of music. So we could do I could do some legwork and figure it out. But you're right.
Okay, it might be in a different genre of music. So, what are you saying?
So what I'm saying is, I try to say it easy. And Spotify has different types of music that they play, and there's a R&B, there's whatever, and Questions is doing really well in one of those categories. Tempo is doing really well in one of those categories, and that's where we see the number of listens that it has on Spotify. I thought I favored it. I know it's good to Paula. I'll gather that.
Can we see the numbers on all of the songs, or just the ones that are doing really good?
No, we can see the numbers on all the songs. But
I can't see it on my computer.
They have like the top 10 or top 5, and I know questions is in one of the categories, and I know that tempo is in one of the categories. I know that privacy is in one of those categories. I could do some legwork. I'll pull it together. Right, Paula? Remember, Paula, I was sending that stuff to you, Paula?
Yep, you sure were.
Okay, so you said the genre, so you're saying so we can have a different song in each genre. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. So like questions,
okay.
It's like one of the top favorite songs in Spotify's pop, I think, or rhythmic or something like that.
Yeah, it was added to a lot of pop stations. That's the only song on a lot of pop stations.
I could pull the numbers up for the category. It's just that I'm saying that Spotify is the largest streaming service, so we should probably, and he's doing really, really well. He's in the top 10 on Spotify as far as artists are concerned. So we got to just kind of make sure we keep Spotify in the loop, since they also are free, unlike Apple Music.
Okay, so are you saying instead of streaming one song, let's just stream a couple of a playlist?
I should say probably 4 songs. I think we should stream 4 songs in a playlist, and that we could put together that Spotify, and that'll cover 3 different genres on Spotify, and that also gets us together. And we could do whatever the 4 you guys want. I'll pull the numbers together, and me and Paul could put the Spotify playlist together.
Let's see, what songs do I want?
But make sure you guys give them to us, because we got a lot of other stuff to talk about.
No, just get the songs that's doing the best, because it's easier. Like, I really, if a song got 10 million views, I really rather just work with that than to build a song up to 10 million views. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure Tempo got like 40 or 50 million on Spotify. I know that Questions got close to 100 million, right? If not 100 million, right, Paula?
Yeah.
It's like probably 110 now.
Yeah, it has over 100 million.
Yeah, it's probably 110, 120 million on Spotify. That's huge, because then they added to the Spotify playlist.
Right.
I'll pull it together. I'll get it together by the end of the day, okay? As far as the numbers, then you guys come back and say it, and then we can create the playlist, and then we can duplicate that same playlist for Apple Music and for Google Play and everybody else, and Tidal and all them. But we'll focus on those 4 songs, though. Just make sure you guys tell us in the DMs. But we got other stuff to talk about, though, right?
Wait, quick thing. We're going back to number 1 on R&B albums.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Elaborate, Sade.
Meaning that Miguel is dropping, and K. Michelle didn't sell more than him in her first week to dethrone him. So he's going back to number 1 this week.
I thought she would.
He's still getting 28 Chris still getting 20 to 30,000 on spins alone. Still to this week.
And remember, he just dropped the deluxe, so that's more, people
but
bought it.
when we get some new singles on the radio, it's going to even get higher, because the singles are going to be streamed, and that's going to go towards the album. Like, if we get like D says 4 songs, but like, let's try to go with whatever is popping for real, because I don't have time to be building those songs up. Like, I don't have a problem with building them up, because I have like 3 playlists of the Heartbreak on a Full Moon audio YouTube songs, because I want to, help keep spinning them to help build, keep the plays adding. Like, because some of them are still in, like, have like 600, opposed to like Questions with 10 million. You see what I'm saying? So I have to spin those so they could keep, people can keep listening to it and buy it or go buy the album, or, just listen and, build up the views. Because I was thinking, like, if Tempo was to take off, like, because it's high in views and streams, then the next one will go on, and the next one, by the time those records get their play, the ones that are 600 and 800 will probably have built up 6 and 7 and 8, 10 million streams at that time, over probably another month or so, when Tempo or whatever other songs are, popping on the radio or whatever.
You still got to remember this, though. But Tammy, you got to remember this. The streaming is going like gangbusters, because he's still averaging 20 to 30,000 a week on streams. So that's still saying those numbers are still good on what people are streaming. And you're right, if we focus on the ones that are going to get more spins, it's going to help the album overall. But the album, as far as a whole, between 25 to 30,000 this week, that's still good. And now you got a new version coming out with 12 more songs. That should make him go back up to around 45,000. And that's a lot of streaming in order for those numbers to be that big. So it's working though.
I'm just
Yeah,
shocked.
it is.
I'm shocked
It
that me personally, I see he was number one for 6 weeks. First of all, I didn't even think to check Billboard R&B album because I really believe there's no reason that Chris wouldn't be number one for at least 10 weeks in a row. And I'm gonna tell you why. The
Listen.
content,
I
go ahead.
I don't know. I have an issue with Billboard. I really do. Because I'll say it. I know I'm a broken record, but I'll say it again. That a lot of his songs should have been number one. Party should have been a number one song. Questions definitely should have been a number one song because it passed Party. And I just don't know why it didn't excel as much as it should have.
It's called payola. We started the whole discussion with it. It's payola. Chris not paying for record spins.
He's not
paying for radio spins. He could have easily had RCA do that, and then he could have jumped up to the top 20 or whatever. He's not paying for that stuff no more.
But I'm talking about just the Billboard chart, which is dependent upon more so of sales and streams and all this type of stuff. Things that fans pretty much can have a control over almost. Now I ain't talking about the actual radio. I'm just talking about a fan base, a core fan base. R&B is down so bad right now as far as it. You can almost have some records 15,000 and you can have a number one R&B record depending on who's there. It don't take much at all. So that's why I said I am so shocked to even see Miguel. I'm sorry, I'm a Miguel fan, but it has more hip hop type. It's just not his flow. It's not. I mean, it's trash. And so I'm like, how in the world can this 45-song album, forget the 12 he just gave us, cannot stay atop of the? I'm just talking about the R&B chart. He should own the R&B chart to the end of 2017, or until somebody that's on his level can surpass him. I just don't see it. Like, I'm watching R&B chart on iTunes and on Apple Music, and at one point he was like number 4 and 5, and behind SZA and somebody I never even heard of, and I'm just like, who are these people and who's streaming this album? Because they're like,
okay, let me just tell you guys a little piece of information. You know that girl Shantae Moore? You know?
Yes.
Okay, she's probably gonna get arrested, but she definitely got sued. She's probably gonna get arrested for money. It's not money laundering. She was dealing with money that was tainted money, but she's definitely gonna get sued. She took a $3 million loan to boost up her album, and she took that money from unsavory sources, and she spent over $2 million to buy back her album, to buy people to stream her album. There's actually an industry, and you can do it in Los Angeles, where your side job could be streaming music, and you get paid $8.75 an hour. So people talk about all these numbers and stuff. Yeah, how SZA get what she gets is because her record label put money into it to make sure that she could be successful, to have her pop off. Shantae Moore just took tainted money. She's about to get arrested for that.
Well, there's always. I agree with that, Dan. But I'm just thinking out loud of a fan base. There's just no way. Like, R&B is that it don't take nothing to stay at the top of R&B. I don't really care who you are though, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Here's the thing though, we still got control, like you said, as the fans. But we got to be organized, and we have to be informed, and then we got to have a plan. If we sit here not having a plan and we talking about carrot cake, that's not going to help us. I'm just.
I think he's the only R&B album in the top 15, top 20 on Billboard.
Yeah, and look at all the numbers. Chris is number 10. if Chris gets, like, he's underneath the, like, notable people, but this album can push him into a higher category in a lot of categories. I mean, Paula's been saving all the accolades Chris has been getting. Chris he's in the top 10 for the number of digital sales. Who would have known that? We didn't know that until we see it gets publicized, right, Paula? Because you got all the accolades, right, Paula?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So he's number 9 or number 10 for total digital sales of all artists, all genres.
Right.
He's number
Right.
9 or number 10. Who would have known that? But see, with this album, we can get it to where he gets moved up higher the chart. So we just got to know what the information is. We have to know what to do. We have to execute it. Simple as that.
So later, just find out which 4 songs are doing the best, like from different
I'll
genres.
do that. I apologize, you guys, because I just moved.
And let's just build them up. Let's just stream them and stream them in each.
We'll pull them up.
And do some YouTube audio playlists and keep, streaming those, because those don't count. The YouTube audios don't count towards the album, but it does count towards the single.
But
Right.
those streams, but we have, when 2018 comes, we have to constantly stream. Like our streaming crazy over on Vivo, because that's when they'll start adding YouTube sales to the album sales for the stream. YouTube streams to the album sales. So
And we'll just make it easy. We'll put playlists together. You guys tell us what the stuff is. You guys repeat it on your stuff, on your pages too, because people just need to know, oh, press this button. Oh, this is the playlist. And just give it to them. But we just got to know the numbers, and you just have to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost the end of the year. He has an opportunity to push up even higher on the charts. He has an opportunity to be higher on the accolades. So
yeah, but he could do that too if he dropped that price for the album. Because now it's $20. The deluxe version is $20.
should have always been. That's the thing I said. It should have always been $20, right?
Yes.
Seriously.
But I think one of them songs, the radio stations have had one of those songs. I think it's Yopi. What is it? The guy named Yopi.
Yappa.
Is it Yappa? Yappa. Yeah, they added that to the radio. One of the
for a chopper.
urban radio stations.
For a chopper. He's singing about a gun. We don't like that song. I don't like that song. It's an automatic skip. I skip it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They added it to the radio.
Yeah, it's in the skip category. This is the 3rd skip for me on the album. It's 3 skips now out of 57 songs.
What are y'all?
Yeah, what's some other skips?
Oh, Handle It, definitely a skip. Oh my God, I hate that song so much. I hate that song so much. And I skipped Sensei. I'm sorry. People slander me for this, but I don't like Sensei. I don't like when he does like that auto-tune rap singing. I don't like that. I don't like when he heavily auto-tunes his voice because he can sing. I hate when he does that. Like, that's why I kind of like, I'm on Pills and Automobiles. I mean, it's a bop, but like, I hate that when he over like auto-tunes himself. I don't like it, so it's automatically a skip.
You just want to sound different.
But I think he doesn't like the speaking voice. Sade, I think he doesn't like the speaking. I don't think he likes his speaking voice. He can do other voices, so that's the thing. He's so gifted. He can do other voices. I don't know if you've heard that other character he used to do with that deep voice. He has different voices, but I don't think he likes his speaking voice. I don't.
Because he got a list. It's okay. We like the list.
All right, Sade. All right, Sade. All right. All right.
He got a list.
But Sade, you're up there like, oh, he could sing. I know he could sing. I wish people could hear him sing. And then what did Chris post on his Instagram the other day? Him singing a song in the show, right? So he listened specifically to you, Sade, and Tammy too.
So he's looking to hit that follow button.
Nah, he playing with your emotions. That's what he's doing. He playing with your emotions. He know that. He playing with your emotions. Now, I'll tell you this though, if he wore gray sweatpants for all the whole tour, he listened specifically to what.
He be lurking. I know he's fit. Because he said it, remember when that same situation was the talk when he did the title of it. And then he was like, and then Ebro brought it up, he said, no, they were seeing it because they were looking at it. They were paying attention.
Oh, no.
I didn't mean to go sidebar though. I was just saying that if he does, because he listened to the podcast. Obviously, I don't know how, but he does. So.
He's so crazy. I invite him every week. And Jake, but I don't know. But the last couple of times we did have people come in that wouldn't speak. Remember Sade and Tammy?
Yeah.
But plus, also we know that Jake moved out to LA, so there might be a better opportunity now.
Yeah.
Welcome to America, Jake.
Lots of pictures, because Chris don't like to post himself no more.
Welcome to the U.S. of A.
Jake makes sure things get done. I'm glad he's in the U.S. now, because he makes sure things get done.
Right.
Him, Chris, and Ant, they make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
So.
Which means making sure that things get done, and we see all the platinum and gold plaques that Chris got. Aren't we pretty much in consensus that the album is platinum now, if not platinum and gold?
I think the album is platinum. I don't know what is going on with that. Like, why haven't they said anything? And also on questions, they got Pilgrim Automobile certified, but what happened to questions? Maybe they're still waiting. Maybe they're still waiting for, sometimes, I don't know. The album should be platinum, though. I really should, because
Privacy is about
we were like over 750,000 when it went gold, right? That first album sale,
it was 750. Hey, Sade, what were you about to say, Sade?
Oh no! I was saying that Privacy is about to get Vivo certified, and
Yeah.
A million. It's about a million and a half.
Almost 80 million streams on Spotify. Shouldn't it be close to like double platinum now? And Party should be double or triple platinum now too, because
I'm sure Party's double platinum. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And I'm sure Questions is platinum. That's no doubt. With the numbers,
I think Questions is double platinum.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're trying to keep.
I think it's going to be double.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're holding out for it to actually go double platinum. Probably just need a couple of more thousand. That's why they didn't certify it, because then they would have to, certify for platinum and then go right back around and certify it for double platinum.
Well, plus with the new album that he just dropped, the deluxe version, that's going to help it too. So this is, I guess he might be waiting to the end of the year to show the final numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's platinum, if not platinum and a half on the album.
It needs to bring into the new year platinum. I don't want it to still be gold in 2000. Like, I need us to bring in the new year with a platinum plaque.
Because if it's coming in at 30,000, like pretty much every week, in 2 weeks, that's like 60-something thousand.
Yep.
He's this album is 7 weeks old about? That's not 2 months yet. New Year's Eve will make it 2 months since the album's been out. But it's funny because when I look at things like this, like, it's funny how, like, you think about fame and fortune, all those, like, his albums never have longevity like that in the top 20. Like, he'll have
anybody. Oh, sorry.
It rapidly drops. Like, this is like it's holding its own. Like, the fact that he can push 30K every week, and his album's been out for almost 2 months. People
you
really
talking
like
30K on spins, because he used to average like 20,000 on sales. But you're talking 30K on spins. That's a lot of streaming. That's like at least 40 million streams a week. Like, the fact that he's pushing 40 million streams weekly with this out 45 songs, even if you don't listen to all 45, which a lot of people say they like majority of the album, they're streaming at least 30 of them. To have people captivated for that long, and that's like about an hour and a half. 30 songs is about an hour and a half, depending on where they listen to in the album. Like, this is a really good album. Then he gave us 12 more. And those are good too, except for that one skip.
They were saying that was Ariana Grande, the girl that's on the cover of the deluxe Christmas album. Ariana Grande fans.
There's a picture of her.
They're upset about that.
That's just the image they use for inspiration. That wasn't. I mean, she ain't wearing the same clothes, her stomach hanging out and all this and all that. It's just the inspiration. And they, you know what? If they're so worried, maybe he said something about Ariana Grande and the songs. All 45 songs plus 12. We'll listen to every single one of those songs and tell us was she in those songs, Ariana Grande fans? Tell us. You know?
Go listen to it and go tell us if you can find any detail. Maybe she's singing in the background.
Hey, play the album backwards and maybe you'll hear it.
Legend has it, if you listen to the whole album, we get to see the behind-the-scenes footage of him and her shooting that video that never got aired.
I was laughing so hard because somebody got in there and said, that's the closest Chris going to get to Ariana Grande, and they shut them down so quick and said, oh no, they did a song and a video together. And then they said, well, that's the closest he ever would have got. She pulled the song from being released. No, Chris pulled the song from being released because they were waiting too long. Remember, it was Ariana Grande's people wanted her stuff to go first before the album, his song came out with her. And Chris said, F that. I'm taking the song, I'm taking the video, and I'm going to release it without her. So who was gangster on that one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try it every time you get shut down.
Yeah, she likes him. Like, that's what they like. People always want their fave day. And I was like, no, your fave is actually a fan. You likes him.
You know what? All I ever want, though, is anybody that he's doing, you know, like, he's the biggest star, and then they come in. Where's your fan base? Because I think for me, along with a few other things, but y'all know that's just me. But what I want to see is those people in Indonesia. Everybody was so hyped. Oh, it's number one. It should be number one in Indonesia. You know why? Because nobody knows the other person in the U.S. until now.
She's a
so
big
then you need to be on your Instagram. You need to be on your Twitter saying to all your fans, go stream Heartbreak on a full moon. Not on purpose. Heartbreak on a full moon. Because this was before this came out. That's what I want.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's all I'm asking.
I agree with you.
Because we didn't know you, boo. I didn't know you. And you are talented. She's talented.
Boo-boo
I'm
kitty.
not here.
I'm gonna get them in the request room. I'm like, come request a song in here.
They be all in the comments, but they talk about, yes, Chris, thank you for our queen and blah, blah. Okay, no, we got an album. We trying to get platinum. We need y'all to get on board. Can you get on board, please? And just start screaming.
Like I said, they just need direction. So we could just say, all we got to say is, look, quadruple platinum and you get the video for the song on purpose. How about that? Quadruple platinum for Heartbreak on the Full Moon, and you can get the video for Agnes and Chris. How about that?
Yeah.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Anything. Like,
but
y'all
her fans are cool though, Sia. Come on, her fans are cool though.
They're cool for her. Everything they do is still about her. Like, bruh, until that collaboration album come out or whatever they doing, get over here and really don't be trying to big up my man and as a, you know, because it helps you. Like they not over here promoting his music except for On Purpose, but all that other stuff. But he the king. No, like don't do my man like that. Like don't do my man like that. Now
you spit nothing but facts. You spit nothing but facts.
That's all I'm saying. Every time you get a chick on in a collaboration, well, her fans.
Ella May, because Ella May is a stan. She's promoting.
Yeah, she's a stan. She's promoting. You're right. But come on, like.
Yeah, but I'll give Agnes this. Agnes makes sure she wear his clothes. So I'll give
it.
He making millions with the clothes. We try.
See him, and she had promoted him. Let's do baby steps, and maybe we need to guide her.
Oh Lord.
But she's let's get the direction going and say to the fans, look, you guys get quadruple platinum, and we'll make sure there's a video. Let's just do
y'all right. I'm sorry.
Stream. Legend has it too. That's another legend. Legend has it. If her fans stream the album, front to back, not just on purpose, they're gonna get another picture with them.
But they can't stream the album if it's some
I know they can because
right?
don't count because they're in another country. We know.
Oh,
the album out over there.
all right. Make a number one in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just that the streams don't count over here, but yeah.
Hey, we trying to get him everywhere. UK, wherever y'all.
Oh, we know.
at.
I agree with you. You know,
He
I
number
agree with
one.
you.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
They can help us request though.
they can definitely do that.
Hey, the internet is everybody's friend. Well, net neutrality is trying to kill us all, but I'm just saying, like, as long as they on the internet, they can stream, they can go on YouTube, they can go. You know what I mean? Like,
They better hurry up. They better hurry up before that stuff get turned off. They
Yeah,
got $10
exactly.
a month that they don't have, and they can't go to the library anymore and do all that hating on the keyboard.
yeah,
They hurry
exactly.
up.
True.
So, Paula, what's the other topic? Because I
We've
love
exhausted all our
Agnes.
topics. We have exhausted all
Wait,
our
okay,
topics.
then let's do this. Then let me lead with the social commentary.
Okay.
Okay, here's the social commentary. That little kid, Keenan or whatever his name was, whose mom we found out was racist, and all these celebrities and stars, including Chris and other people, reached out a hand to him. And Chris did have some commentary after it was found out about his mom being racist, that he said isn't, people who are still being affected by bullying should still take inspiration from it. What do you guys think about that? We're quick to jump and help, and then we get mad when people get exposed. How did you guys feel about that? I want to hear everybody's opinion on this, though. How did you guys feel when you found out about the little kid's mom and the racistness of her and the little boy's father, who's in prison with all these white power tattoos and stuff on him? What do you guys think?
Well, I felt like it was a scam. I don't think it's the little boy's fault. It's a scam. He's a kid. And it's his mother, his mother. He probably does get teased. Obviously, he's disfigured, and he probably does get teased at school, and she's just using it to benefit herself. Actually, like starting a GoFund and all of that. Like, what does that have to do with him being teased, and then having all of these celebrities support him, just to come to find out that they may be racist because they hold the Confederate flag and all of that. But then there was a lot of, flack against the kid. Like, they were teasing him and, saying bad things about him. But he's still a kid, You can't take it out on him for what his mother did. Probably what he was saying was true, but his mother probably just had other, alternative. Like, she had other motives. She wanted to, make money off of the situation.
Well,
That's what I thought.
I think when it went viral and people and the celebrities started to reach out, that's when she got the motive. Because I do believe at first it was all genuine as far as the kid, everything. And then it went viral. And then celebs start talking. And when celebs start talking, it's like, wait a minute, and they're going to give us tickets to the game, and they're going to, now let's start a GoFundMe page. So I do believe the kid was bullied on some degree. I know afterwards somebody came out and said, he called some kid the N-word. Well, why did that come out after everybody else started talking? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If he did, he may have been that his parents, we see how they're trying to raise him. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I still think it was true, but I think that nobody had to withdraw their support. They did, but you didn't have to necessarily withdraw the support from the kid, because no matter what anybody thinks, millions of kids saw that video still, just the video part of it, and it could have helped somebody, period. So, I mean,
right.
The mom is the one that should be, I ain't gonna say stoned, but, if you got frustration, that's where you take it out at. You don't take it out on the kid. Period.
Yeah.
But let me say this. I know I've seen a lot of people getting angry, saying, why nobody, where the celebrity help for these two girls? Well, nobody made those stories viral. You see what I mean? Like, don't get mad because of that boy situation, and then the mother taking advantage, and then say, y'all look stupid, you should have been over here helping them. Well, nobody knew. But as soon as we found out that a 10-year-old girl hung herself because of bullying, then people started trying to reach out to that family. But if you didn't know, you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I just think that we learned as a culture, especially Black culture, that we don't care what color you are, what's going on. If it's injustice, it's injustice. And I felt like we at least proved that on that day, that we're not here for bullying or injustice. We don't care who you are, white, Black, Chinese, whatever. So that's what I took from it. And I was so happy that Chris spoke out, because I constantly encourage him, because that's his voice, to speak for those who don't have a voice. He's more than a singer, a dancer. It's so much more for his life that we're all going to get to see and experience, just as an intercessor for him. And so to see him do it now more than ever, I am super excited. It just tears make me tear up, because people have to look at him on a different level now.
That's good. Shay, what do you think?
I still do feel sympathetic for the little boys. When I first saw the video, I actually teared up. And then after learning the news of the parents' behavior, it still didn't change my mind, but it's just like shame on the parents. Because personally, I do believe that racism is taught, and it really doesn't make me feel right. Like, with the whole GoFundMe page, giving money to the family, that's not going to stop him from being bullied,
Right.
I think if anything, but it's not the celebrity's job to go and talk to schools about them being bullied, but maybe, I don't know, I just think something needs to happen.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, D or Sade?
I remember seeing the video when it first went viral, and it really, really made me sad. I felt bad. Once I found out where he's from, when the news came out that his parents are racist, it kind of didn't shock me. I was like, look at where he's from. I mean, that area has always been particularly very racist. He's in the South. It did get disgusting to watch people flip on him and the jokes that were being made about him. I was like, at the end of the day, I know his parents are trash, but he's still a kid. He's 10, and he does clearly probably have some deformity with his face that caused him to get teased. That's not funny. People were, making like incest jokes, and it was just really disgusting. I'm like, at your grown age, you're over here picking on a 10-year-old. It's very, like, things like that brings up, and it kind of bothers me, and it be our people, so it kind of bothers me, I get it, and like racism makes us mad. I get it. But it was just like a lot of it bothered me to see a lot of Black people make jokes. Because it was like, if it was the shoe was on the other foot, if the white people were doing it to us, we would be in an uproar. But then they were like, we can't be racist, we're Black. But white people saying anything, it was just bothering me. And then they started throwing, but where's the celebrity support when these two little Black girls? I'm like, things like that. We didn't have a video of a kid crying, and those are like small news stories, so we don't get to hear about it.
Yeah.
So when it does go viral, we try to make things go viral. Like, the Kanika thing, we made that go viral. The girl, I think her name is Cynthia Brown, the girl who's in jail for killing her, was like her pimp or something?
Yes.
A kidnapped and turned she killed, and it was like, we made that go viral. Now I think Kim Kardashian is paying for her defense, her defense team now to try to get her out of jail, get her sentence overturned. Like, certain things is not going to always reach us in time, but when we do get it, we do make sure that these things go viral. I kind of hated how that, it's like, oh, well, and it's like, why do we have to always gotta go back and forth? At least we're making these things go viral and shine a light on it so that people can be aware and then help those families and send their love and support as much as they can. So when I saw the GoFundMe, it kind of threw me off too. I was like, your kid is being bullied. And instead of trying to find a solution to that, you want money? You want money? That's what turned me off a little bit. I was happy with Chris when he reposted it. I kind of wish he didn't post that picture. When he reposted it and, said that, I know his parents are, it sucks, but still have, compassion and love for those who are being bullied. I thought that was very, 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 very mature of him, because, you know, if this was Briss a couple years ago, it would have been really crazy. It would have been really crazy.
But Dee, what did you think about the little boy, the bullying situation?
I mean, obviously, I thought that I teared up when I saw the video too, because he's just a little kid and nobody deserves to be bullied. And then when they found out about the mom, then she tried to deflect and say, oh, she was just showing, you know, how racism is this and that. And then they came out and showed that the boy's father is a racist, white supremacist. It just kind of shows what America's all about, you know. And to me, you can't hold the kid accountable for what the parents do. And hopefully, if nothing else, the kid will realize if he was taught racism and he had all these people of all colors and races reaching out to him, that he'll see that people are people and he won't succumb to the racism that he was taught. Just like Sade said, that's taught behavior. Or said, whoever said that, it's taught behavior. Yeah. So hopefully it'll end with his mom's generation as far as him having that perspective. Because people who reached out to him and the pictures he took were with athletes and people of color. So maybe it'll be an impact for the little kid and not, you know, follow the racism and racist views that perhaps his parents taught him. That's what I thought. What did you think, Paula?
I agree. That's kind of my take on it. Like, I felt sorry for him initially, and then I still feel sorry for him, especially having a mother like that. And when I heard about what she was doing, obviously she's an opportunist and wanted to get money out of, she saw a chance. That's kind of the American way, so it's not shocking. But it's just, I'm glad that everybody started talking about it and sort of pulled their coat on it. So now that's ended. But I mean, they've got money now. But it's been stocked up, and she won't be getting any more money. But at least he's had a chance to see other. He probably didn't even know that many black people. So it probably helps, like you said. It'll probably help. Let's hope that it helps to end it with his generation. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and really talking about everything and every topic. Everybody was free flowing today. That made it really great. Thank everybody for coming and participating, and I hope we see you again next week. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.